How to achieve Instagram-worthy luxurious look for your home in a budget? Let's find out. Now before we get into the tips, let me share a word from our sponsors, which is the Omega series by Advanced Laminates, India's leading manufacturers and exporters of laminates. Now one thing that we all agree to, for a luxurious look, you need high quality materials. They have to be high quality, they need to have texture, and they also need to have a long shelf life so that they can go on for longer, and Advanced Laminates is just for that. If you see the catalog, let me show you. It's quite heavy, but in this catalog there are so many nice finishes, so many options, so many colors, both in glossy finish, matte finish, and then there are some interesting takes on stone finish, and they all look so stunning. So if you're planning your new house or you're planning a renovation, I would highly recommend you check out Advanced Laminates, and there will be so many amazing options for you to choose from that you will not be able to resist. Alright, I'll tell you more about how I have selected some of the laminates in my house to give a luxurious look. So more about the laminates to come, and with that, let's begin the video. Hey YouTube family, welcome to my channel Decorate with Manas. How are you? In this video, I'm going to be telling you top tips, top designer secrets that will up-level your home decor game and will convert it into a luxurious and cozy space on a budget. Now we've all seen and lusted over those beautiful home images on Instagram and Pinterest, and we've all thought maybe it takes a lot of money or investment to achieve that look. Actually, that's not true. Basically, designers use these secret tips to design and decorate their spaces, and that's what I'm going to cover in this video in detail, so that you can also convert your home into an Instagram-worthy paradise. Now, I'm personally a great fan of achieving luxury on a budget. That's what this channel is based on, and so that's a recurring theme in all my videos, all my DIYs, all my tips. And especially if you're living in a rented home, you cannot invest that much in your space, right? So the tips that I'm going to be sharing with you are also renter friendly. We are going to cover everything. We are going to cover furniture choices, we are going to talk about color and theme, we are also going to talk about decor. These tips are going to be affordable, luxurious, and renter friendly. Hit that subscribe button because luxury is just a click away. Let's start the video with furniture choices, because all of us have furniture, all of us need furniture. So what are the things that we can do to select furniture carefully that it gives our space a luxurious look? The first point is stay away from matchy furniture. Yes, matchy furniture instantly just makes a home look very ordinary and basic. The tip is to mix and match furniture carefully so that it adds a layer of interest and sophistication to your home. I mean, if you have everything from one place in a very similar style and look, your home may start looking like a IKEA showroom or a home center showroom, and we don't want that. We want that curated, that personalized look in our home. Now, for example, in most of our Indian homes, in our living rooms, we have a seating combination of 3+2. Now, instead of going with the same set, have a sofa which is cushioned, which is plush, but then you can always pair it with solid wood chairs, which will impart a layer of sophistication and interest. Clash of styles and textures is what make our homes contemporary and more interesting. Talking about textures, let me show you the wardrobe of the guest bedroom of my home. Okay, so this is the wardrobe of my guest bedroom, and as you can see, I have used a variety of textures and colors to give it a very interesting look. For example, the outer covering, this side is basically matte black laminate, and then I've contrasted that with this glossy black to just add a bit of glamour, and it also reflects the lake very beautifully, which I can see from the window. And then the rest of the wardrobe door is basically this very beautiful fabric textured laminate, which feels absolutely nice. It almost feels like a fabric, but it's very easy to take care for and maintain and clean. And if you see, the whole wardrobe is just one single unit. It's a tall unit. I did not break it up with the loft. So this is not a very huge room. It's a medium-sized room, but due to this length, the tall profile that this wardrobe design creates, it creates the illusion of a taller, bigger, more spacious room. The next step is think about the scale of the furniture in your room. If your furniture looks very big in the space, then the space will look smaller and it will just not look sophisticated. So before buying your furniture, measure your space properly. These days, most furniture companies also have 3D visualization tools which will help you imagine how a furniture piece will look in your home. So just examine that and then bring furniture accordingly. As a rule of thumb, there should be a 2 feet gap from the wall and the sofa and between the furniture units as well. So it looks very well spaced. It doesn't look like it's cramped. Another example is those bulky recliners. I know you want that bulky recliner in your living room, but I mean, just think carefully if your room has the space for that or not. If it doesn't have the space, it will never fit in and it will look like an eyesore. So the right scale and size of the furniture will make your room look more thought through, more beautiful instantly without doing anything else. The next point here is not to have too much furniture. I think this is very important. If you see images on Instagram and Pinterest, you will find that there are very well-defined furniture units. They will never have too much furniture. Stay away from just filling up every nook and corner of your home with a side table or a stool or a vase. No, you don't have to do that. Less is more. Like when it comes to seating, just plan and think of what's the major use case. Do not plan for a very rare occasion when you have 5 guests. That's a very rare occasion. We can always pull in the dining chairs and have them seated. But for a majority of the use case, it's going to be you and your family that will use the room. So just have that much seating space. You don't need any other extra seats. I see this happening a lot with these small stools or ottomans. So apart from a sofa and a 2-seater set, people also have those small ottomans. Now let me tell you, those ottomans are very uncomfortable to sit. It doesn't have a backrest, and I think it can be just avoided. Yeah, basically the point is to just have some breathing space. Do not fill the whole space, and that will also make your space look bigger and more luxurious. Also, don't forget to add some texture. So these days you get cushion covers which have textures in it. So again, like mixing textures will also make your home look instantly uplifted. Alright, the next section is decor, which is our favorite. Here also the first tip is to just away from too much decor. Think about what's the story you want to tell, what's the flow of the eye that you want people to have. You don't want them to be confused and looking all over the place. No, that doesn't speak luxury. Luxury means having a visual flow, and this can be achieved very simply by just organizing your decor in such a way that it highlights the beauty of each and every piece without overcrowding or cluttering it. All have seen homes that have too much decor. There's something going on everywhere. The wall has art pieces, there's too much furniture, and as a viewer you get confused. Your eyes don't know where to rest, where to look. One pro tip for displaying your decor is the rule of 3. The rule of 3 basically means that if you have to display your decor, display it in the group of 3. Also, make sure that the height of the objects arranged are different so that it creates a very dynamic, interesting look. It's such a simple and effective tip, and all the designers use it all the time to create luxury spaces. Now, ideally, you should be using objects of different heights and textures and shapes to create a more dynamic look. The next tip is stay away from cheap and trendy decor. I think we all love trends, and it's very easy to fall into the trap of trends, but I think decor should be timeless, it should be curated, and trendy decor will instantly become very common. You will start seeing them in everyone's home, and that does not speak luxury. Now, wherever you can, include natural materials like wood, terracotta, brass, bronze, ceramics. I think these materials are timeless. They are also environment friendly, and they look absolutely beautiful. And they will look beautiful even 10 years from now. They will age very beautifully. Now, the next tip is basically organizing or hiding your tech. And I'm looking at you, all the techies. There's no doubt that tech makes our life easy and is an important part of our lives, but it can look like an eyesore a lot of times. There's nothing that destroys the beauty of a place more than, messy black wires showing through. Now, if you're planning to have a new home, then plan it accordingly so that the visible wires are minimal. Wherever you need power sockets or wherever you need your appliances, plan your electrical units accordingly. But if you are in a rented home, then you don't have any choice. But what you can do is basically find clever ways of hiding those wires. And just something as simple as hiding those ugly wires will just make a big impact and will instantly uplift your home to a more luxurious look. The next decor tip is plants. Basically, how to decorate with plants. Plants help in breaking the monotony of the space because of their organic shapes and sizes and color. Now it's very easy to go overboard with plants, which is a no-no. Now, if you have too many plants everywhere in every corner, that basically starts looking like a jungle view. And that kind of a look, that trend reached its expiry. In contemporary design, plants are used to create focal points, which means one beautiful statement plant in a space will elevate it and make it look more luxurious. So I would suggest just have one healthy looking nice plant in one space. Larger, taller plants will be the best. And well, the other tricky part about decorating with plants is that if they're not healthy looking, then it absolutely looks like trash and immediately brings down the luxury factor of the home. I would suggest plants that are easy to maintain, easy to care for are your best bet. You can go with snake plant. They're very easy to maintain. At least I haven't been able to kill my snake plants. They're all thriving, and not a lot of plants survive under my care. So that's a cue for you. Now the last tip in the decor section is basically lighting. How do you create lighting that makes your space look luxurious and cozy? And I think the difference is basically, have you stepped out in a harsh sunlight when the sun is shining bright on your face? It's uncomfortable on the eyes, the photos are never flattering. Whereas if you go out on a cloudy day, the light is diffused by the layer of clouds, it's much easier on the eyes, it feels so good, and you photograph also much better. And that's the difference between good lighting and bad lighting. I think this can be achieved in a budget. I'm not asking you to buy expensive light fixtures. All I'm saying is be creative, find creative ways of diffusing your light source. And again, there are so many DIY wall lamps that I have shared in this channel. In fact, just my last video was a DIY lamp video where I shared 3 ideas in which you can make wall lamps which will fit in your existing bulb fixtures, and that will create a very nice cozy light, and that will just uplift the look and feel of your home. Everything that you have kept in your home, it will look very nice because the lighting will just make it look nice. It will be very comfortable to be in the space also, because diffuse lighting, as I said, it does not basically aankhon mein chubti nahi hai, it does not hurt the eye. So it's very pleasant and creates this coziness very well. So what kind of art should you buy? So first of all, when it comes to the luxury aspect of it, large art is preferable because it creates a really nice focal point, and it also is a conversation starter with your friends. Now, large art can be very expensive to buy, but again, I mean, there are so many ways you can create your own art. You can basically frame a scarf that you have some meaning to. You can frame old letters that you have. You can frame your own pictures. There are so many ways that you can create your own DIY art, and that will be much more beautiful, and it will add to your space than buying these factory made large scale decor that anybody will say that, oh, it's a cheap replica. Now, if you're not too much into DIY art, then I would say the easiest way would be find an old scarf or piece of fabric or shawl, anything that has a meaning to you, and get it framed into a large frame. I have personally framed scarves, like old scarves that have some meaning to me, and it's not expensive. You can get a large one framed around 800-900 rupees, and it will still be a very beautiful statement art piece in your home. I have used it and I love it, and it's still there in my entryway. If you haven't seen my entryway tour, the video is also on my YouTube channel. Please have a look. But yeah, the art piece still, I'm very proud of it. Now let's talk about the space, basically the colors, the theme of your entire home. The first tip here is natural light. I think the very first thing that will make your home instantly look luxurious is a lot of natural light. And you would see this pattern in magazines, in Instagram, that all these spaces that you see are very well lit with a lot of large windows and a lot of natural light flowing in. This is something that we may not always have control on, but still think of ways in which you can maximize the light coming in. For example, if you have small windows and you have curtains, think of using sheer curtains. Sheer curtains will allow a lot of natural light to come in, but still it will keep the privacy aspect on. Also, sheer curtains diffuse the light, so it just creates a very velvety, soft light in the space, which makes everything look more luxurious. The next tip is basically stay away from too much interiors. Yes, A home is a home. It should feel like a home, you know. Oftentimes we see that people get overboard and they get a lot of interiors done. So every wall of the room has a color, feature, or some textures, or some interiors done, or there's a storage unit, but it just makes the whole look very crowded. Think of making one focal point in a room. So, and it could be anything. For example, if you want to go with fancy wardrobe, these days there are a lot of beautiful wardrobe options coming. There are printed ones as well, there are textured ones as well. Then keep the rest of the room very simple. This technique of creating focal points is what again differentiates luxurious contemporary homes from ordinary ones. Now let me show you how I've created a focal point in my bedroom using different colors and textures of laminates. Okay, so this is the wardrobe of my master bedroom, and as you can see I have given it a bay window kind of a styling. So this is the window that I already had, but all the four sides I have gotten storage, and even the seater here is a storage. So I get ample storage, but it creates a very nice and cozy space to just read a book or maybe sip a cup of tea. I have created this interesting visual space. Now let me tell you about the laminate choices that I have made in this space. So first of all the outer laminates that you see are white. It's a glossy white because I just wanted to disappear in the walls. I did not want it to get any attention. And then this nook, I have used a very beautiful textured wooden laminate, so it feels very nice and cozy, and it almost visually highlights this particular space with this color and contrast. Also, if you see, this is matte, and it also has a little bit of texture contrasted against this white, which is smooth and glossy. So again, these contrasting clashing colors make this space very interesting. Keep things simple and minimal. In the base also I have used the same laminate, so it just creates this particular focal point. It's highlighted, and the white surrounding laminates kind of just support it visually. Now in this video I'm not covering the tour of my room, but a detailed home tour of my home is available on my YouTube channel. I will drop the link in the description, so if you want to see the entire home, please feel free to have a look. And interiors, you don't have to always stick to the same old wooden look. You can always experiment with prints and textures and colors to uplift your home. I think that will also instantly give it a very new and fresh appeal. The next step is basically how do we create the illusion of a larger space, because larger, grander spaces often look more luxurious. Now remember the last time when you stepped into a nice hotel, did it not feel grand? Did it not feel huge? And that's what basically speaks luxury. Now obviously we cannot increase the size of our homes, but we can use some designer tips and techniques to make it feel larger. One particular trick is to basically have long vertical profiles that will draw your eyes up and create the illusion of a larger space. Example, curtains. Hang the curtain as high as possible close to the ceiling so that the fall of the curtain will come longer and the space will instantly look more luxurious and more tall. Same thing for wardrobes. If you're planning your storage, then plan a long vertical looking storage so that it looks like a longer unit. It will create the illusion of a larger height and hence a larger, more spacious space. These were all the tips, all the designer secrets that you can use to make your home look instantly luxurious and cozy. Please let me know in the comments which tip was your favorite and you can't wait to try it in your home. I love reading your comments. Also, as always, if you like this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel and become a part of my YouTube family. This will also help you updated whenever I update a new video, which I do upload very often. You will not miss my new video. Also, I will leave the brand website and the link to the e-catalog of decorative laminates by Advance in the description. So if you're planning your interiors or you're planning any renovation, I highly recommend checking out their collection. They have a really nice variety of decorative laminates which are very special and very different from like the regular wood that we are used to seeing. They have a lot of these contemporary designs which look absolutely beautiful, so please give it a try. And the best part is all the designs are also available on their website, so you can browse the designs, the finishes on their website, or you can also download the e-catalog, which is a PDF, and have a look on your laptop. So super convenient. All right, with that, I'll see you in my next video. Until then, bye.